The suggestion that a canning or juicing factory should be erected in Dominica is one that is constantly revisited. Many remark that a plant of that nature would boost export, reduce imports, and therefore help the economy. The Minister for Trade and Employment, Ian Douglas, when the suggestion was once again made, explained that a canning plant is not so easily maintained.
To address the issue of a canning factory, there are numerous feasibility studies that have been done on a canning factory, and the nature of the availability of fruits in Dominica, it is seasonal. Even right now, we are having problem with finding dashing. You are a huckster, you know that, because Dominican farmers produce seasonally. So in November, October, December, you will get all the dashing in the world you want. 2 weeks ago, myself and Shem went around Dominica looking for dashing, and even as we have Haitians producing dashing here, we still cannot get the dashing because everybody planted in seasons. We have to get out of the seasonality. So when everybody talking about canning factory, during mango season, you have mango making dog on road. But when this season is over, you do not have the supply of mangoes to sustain a canning factory.
Douglas commented that with the seasonality of our produce, factories may need to shut down in the off-season, or produce will have to be imported to keep them running, which is counterproductive. He also remarked that a big concern is the lack of support received by local, small-scale manufacturers and even the national abattoir.
So what you have to do is, you have to use the small little businesses, everybody who want to do their thing. So some people will produce cocoa sticks, some people will produce coffee, some people will produce ginger tea, some people will produce, like how all these small people are doing. And the packhouse have started to pulp passion fruit. They're taking the passion fruit out of the passion fruit, they're blending it and they're freezing it so that you can go home with a passion fruit pack to make your juice, and we intend to export that. We also taking dashing and they're peeling the dashing. Look, Snow White there, Snow White working in the pack house. They're peeling the dashing and they're freezing the dashing, and they have dashing packs so that you can buy a dashing pack and go home and make a broth immediately. So we are trying to get into the whole canning factory thing you're talking about, but we do not have the production at the level at which we can have those fruits every year, every month from the year. So for example, if you want to have a canning factory and you want to make orange juice from Dominica, but when orange not in season, the factory have to close down because you do not have the volume of, then you'll have to import the orange pulp from abroad to keep the factory going. So what we have to do is we have to beef up our production or do small, medium-sized enterprises. Everybody, so you have a little Toloma going on in La Plaine, you have a little Farin going on in Petit Soufriere, you have a little ginger going on in Vacas. These are the things, cottage industries. So that, and we in Dominica, we have to start to eat what we produce. You're talking about canning factory, but look, we have the abattoir there, and people still go in shop and buy back and egg instead of buying the local chicken and the local egg.
And the Minister of Commerce, Enterprise and Small Business Development, Rosamond Paul, agreed.
Before I was in the government, I would do business proposals for people. Now, one family came to me, they wanted to do a canning factory, and they had to pay me to do this proposal, but I sent them to do the research, to do the survey, to do all of what they needed to invest to make a planning factory successful, all of the challenges, just to do a cost-benefit analysis with them. When they came back, they told us we're going to squash the idea of a planning factory because they realized that it was not going to worth it. What we will be trying to do at the Ministry of Commerce is to get small groups or small cottage size, help them to get into agro-processing. And you'll be surprised. There are a number of products. The small people that you think will help giving money, there are a number of success stories right in Portsmouth.
And Paul mentioned soap production and cocoa production as two examples of successful enterprises and urged Dominicans to provide more support to small, medium-sized enterprises and help boost them by helping to improve production and quality so that they can expand.